Yo, what's up everybody? Once again, it's Brand Man Sean, and this video is brought to you by BrandManNetwork.com because I signed myself. You know we serving artists over there, but before I even get into just anything else, I gotta say I don't really know how to start this video for real, because this is just something I think is extremely important after recent conversations, really up to understanding how the industry is going and what I believe is going to help artists win in the future, like those independent artists, because there's going to be more and more independent artists that are successful, right? We already know that's the way the industry is going, but one thing I have to start with is when you have your goals, right? You have your vision. Don't let anybody mess that up, because there's going to be so much opportunity for unique brands to rise. Now that we're not talking about that one area, that one pocket, that's the primary industry, which does have less space to move and more of a formula that's required. When we talk about the rest of the industry, the long tail, the individual artists who are rising up and going to be able to create livable wages off of their own music. They might not be Beyonce, they might not be Chris Brown, they might not even be Jacquees, but they're still making $100K a year or something like that. This is going to be something that's apparent and required for so many of you guys, right? Having your vision with whatever that unique thing you're trying to build and growing that. And what brought me up to this conversation in the first place was I've been facing that lately. Some people have been telling me, oh man, because they don't see the vision when it comes to BrandManNetwork.com, right? They're like, oh, how are you going to get artists to work together, or how are you even going to get some artists to be able to talk to each other? Because there is that segment of it, right? I understand that historically people consider artists a lot more selfish than producers, right? Producers, that's one of the biggest reasons producers are winning so much. They're highly collaborative in the industry, where a lot of artists are still very me. I understand that, but it's not all artists, right? And I know the future artist is going to be far more collaborative, because the independent artists, there's a difference in how they have to think, right? You can be selfish when you are in the industry, and that primary industry with the majors and all that kind of stuff, because you have all these people serving you and you have the labels creating connections and things like that. But if you're an artist moving on yourself, you're the CEO of your business, or you're the primary visionary of your business, a lot of people will be helping you based on you and your relationship with them, right? So a lot of the connections for artists and opportunities for artists are going to come from opportunities from other artists they know, right? Other artists they either collab with in the past, or they just created relationships over the internet. That's going to be the real thing, right? So artists are going to have to be able to be more helpful to each other and build together, because there's going to be so many people that come up that might not actually be they might not be huge on the majors or something like that, but they understand, and they moved in similar circles, or they seen each other and they've appreciated each other's journey. Even if you look at people like what YG, Mustard, and Nipsey were doing, right? Of course they have various relationships and things like that in the industry, but still, like, when people link, when they see each other and they're a part of each other's journeys and they build together, and that's what the big difference is going to be, right? Perfect example. BrandManNetwork.com, a guy in the group space asked about a situation. He wanted to know if it was a scam or something like that, right? And I was going to look into it, but before I could even respond, this other guy responds that he had seen that similar situation from the same company, had his uncle looked at it, and his uncle looked at the contract. His uncle is a lawyer, and he broke down the situation and told him why he shouldn't do it. Right? That's the kind of benefits you get from being around other people, tapping into other resources, but people don't realize that. We're so busy trying to network up. We don't network with people on our level, or we're so busy trying to get just fans, right? And we're trying to hold the marketplace to ourselves, or thinking we have everything, that we don't get the benefit that's already there. We're not sharing with our peers. And you guys are like just artists. Y'all are the biggest IP there is. Y'all are each other's biggest resource. And if you're not leveraging other people on your level, or just learning but from all these different experiences, or they're in this city, so if I go to this city, then they might know the scene better, right? If you're not leveraging things like that, then you're going to need somebody else to take care of your situation and take half or 80% of your revenue, so they could do it for you, because that's all these other people are doing. So artists are going to have to get more out of that mindset. And once again, that's one of the reasons why I believe in what I believe, right? So when people say, oh, you're not going to be able to do that, or you're not going to be able to have thousands of artists that are moving together or have a collaborative environment, or you're not going to be able to raise a certain amount of just attention for a certain platform, I already know, nah, I got this. I've started things before. I've built things before, and it's all about committing. For all of y'all out there, it's all about committing. Whatever that unique vision is you have, it's all about committing, because nothing great really comes. All the best things in life, they come after commitment. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a brand, whether it's a business, whether it's basketball, football, sport, whatever you got going on, when you commit to making it happen or building, that's when the creativity kicks in. That's when all the good stuff happens. So whatever that vision is y'all got, and another thing is, if you have problems, right, and things seem like they're holding you back, that's because you committed it as well. It's a two-folded thing, right? Problems, distractions are literally a byproduct of commitment, because if I'm not committed to anything, I don't have anything to be distracted from. So that stuff is going to happen, right? But you get your discipline, right? You stay committed, and then the creativity comes. It starts to kick in. Sometimes it takes longer than ever, but that's why I encourage people to persevere, be patient, and persevere. So once again, I've seen, and I might break it down in another video, but like just understanding the economics in that back end of the industry, the long tail. There's going to be so many artists that pop up and find successful careers, more than it already is. They'll find successful careers without having to be a part of that primary institution. But not only is it going to be using things like a DistroKid, or being able to educate yourself online, or being a part of certain communities like what I have going on, is this generally just from a principle standpoint. You're going to have to be collaborative. You're going to have to find people, right? Find ways to find people who are also serious and also moving. That's going to be one of the most important things, because I understand you've worked with artists before and they aren't serious about it, right? They just seem lazy. I get that. I get it. We all have had people in our lives where we're like, yo, man, we wish they were moving or more serious about things. So now it makes you less willing to collaborate. But at the end of the day, you have to keep trying, because literally your success will depend on other people. I don't care anybody you say who's done it alone or anything like that, right? Like even Russ, right? Russ is very DIY, but he has his homies, and that's beneficial, right? Like he had his, I don't know how many people, but it was at least 2 other people working with him consistently since the beginning, like just friends. You know what I mean? Like everybody has to have that team, and everybody has to have resources and connects in certain ways. And it doesn't have to be some big dude at a record label. It doesn't have to be some artist who's on the charts. Sometimes, look, I've known people who work at SoundCloud, right? I've known people who have lawyer friends, family members, people who they're artists, but they also work at a venue, right? And if you go to that city, oh man, hit up that artist, and they'll tell you all you need to know, or maybe even cut you a deal on the venue. All that stuff is the connections that allow you to make moves that you couldn't normally make. So look for those things, build those relationships. That's what's more important. That's why I'm building this community right here. But that's what's more important, no matter how you do it, no matter how you get to those people. But y'all have to open yourselves up. And I know that junk sucks. Like I said, I know it's hard, because you probably got scarred by some folks, or you just feel like it's not helping you out. But the more you give to other artists in your community, right, the more you'll get. Eventually. It might not be straight up, and you might not be giving to the right people at first, but you give to enough people, those right connects will happen. That's all I can say about that. Once again, this video is brought to you by BrandmanNetwork.com. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like, you might as well share it. And if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button.